sharing my screen to you. You are able to see my screen. You are able to see it. Yeah, I am recording it. So we have completed our application till this particular part. We have implemented our search field. Okay, now I am. This was this app was particularly created to execute on the mobile control. Okay, so it's a mobile library. So actually the mobile size would be something like it will be something like this. So what this app control does is it will just display the basic details in the front view, and when we click on this, it will give you the detailed view. Okay, but when I execute the application in a desktop device, still the rendering is same. It is displaying the list in the same manner. It is not necessary that I should display this minimum information on one whole page. Okay. I can also, instead of doing the navigation, I can side by side display the detailed page as well. Yeah. So that that is also possible. So SAP has created a new control which will work accordingly. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is you just have to create an empty view. Then you have to load the empty view in the split app. Okay, you have to replace the app control which you have used with the split app control. Then what will happen? SAP will determine whether it is a client device is a desktop or a mobile. If it is a mobile, then it works in the same way. If it is in the same way, suppose if it is a desktop, then what it does is it displays both the views side by side instead of performing a navigation. For SAP to do that, it needs an empty view to be created. Okay, so I will go on to the application and I will create an empty view. Okay, so we have already created. I have created this empty view. Okay, we can simply right click on the folder, file. We can just give the name as empty.view.xml. Yeah, that is the format, right? If we are not going to do anything here, we don't need the controller for this. Or you can also use the wizard to create it, and you can right click file, new, other, view. You can choose. Then click on next, provide the name, choose the XML type, and you can click on finish. Then after that, you can delete the controller file. Okay. Then I have created the empty view. The next step that I'm supposed to do is within my app control, I have to replace this with the split app, and here I have to include the empty view. Okay, so I have to replace this with the split app, and here I have to add this empty view. So I will just replace this with an tab. Okay, the app control is only getting changed here. Okay, earlier we had app control, now we are using split app. Okay, then the next step, I'm going to add this empty view. I will add this empty view also. Yeah, I just have to change the name of the controller. The component that is we are creating a component controller, right? That is the name of the provide everywhere. Okay, so I have added this as well. Now, in the index.html page, we are already having this component container, right? We are directly using the component container earlier. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to display this component container inside that of a shell. Okay, so what I will do is, now, instead of that, I will place it inside that of a shell. Now, this shell and the split up control will do the job, what is necessary. Okay, so I'll just reload this application. Now, it is identified as a desktop device and it displays me the details parallelly. Okay, now, then if I'm using some mobile device, when I use a mobile device, it displays in this particular manner. That's the point. Why we are going for the split tab control. Yeah. Suppose if it is not a if it is a, not a mobile device, then we have all the details within one page. So we need not perform navigation at all. It by default it made use of the empty view and it created this section in the empty view. Accordingly, it is doing something internally. Okay, that is not our job. That was done by the split tab. Yes. So this empty view we are loading the within the mobile device. Mobile device it will show the master view. When I click on this, it will show me the detailed view. Okay. Mobile device the split doesn't work. It will work in this way. This is how it is supposed to work in the mobile device. Okay. Only in the case of desktop device, I wanted to use the okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a lot of space, it will work. Now I have the split tab. Okay. So depending upon the space availability, our control works. Okay. Now there is a bug here. I'm not going to perform the back operation. Okay. Yeah, we have to do some code for that. Okay. Now, only when the device is mobile device, I wanted this back button because only in the case of mobile device, I'm going to perform the navigation. Right. Only in the case of mobile device, I'm going to go here and I need the back button to come back. But when it is a desktop device, I don't need that. Right. Because I'm not going to the navigation. Then what is the point of displaying this arrow mark button? Likewise, we will have certain features that should only get displayed on the mobile, certain features that should not be available for the desktop. Okay, this process is called as a device adaptation. Yeah. So there is standard jQuery which will identify the device that is executing the application. Okay, so this is a jQuery. This is something related to web application. It's very new to us. Okay, so what we will do is we will set a model for the device. Then accordingly we will control the display. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to construct a model that will identify the device. Okay, so in the component.js file, that is where we already have all our files, right? Then I'm going to create a model. Okay, so in the component.js file, I'm just creating a JS file model. Okay, this device model, it has three properties: is phone, list mode, list item type. Okay, this is phone property will say whether this is a mobile device or not. If it is a mobile device, then it will contain the value true. Query.device.is.phone. It will contain the value true. If it is a phone, mobile device. If it is not a mobile device, then it will have the value false. Okay, depending upon this value, I am just constructing a model over here. Then I am setting the model to the app view so that all the views within the app can also gain access to that. Then I am setting that model to the app view so that all the views which I have included within the app view will get the access to that model. Component. Yeah, I am assigning to the app view. Okay. So the app view is what we have created right here. App view is the overview. So assigning to the overview. I am setting it in the overview. Okay. Now within the app view, so these two views get access to this one. Okay. So next step is, so this actually contains the value only is a true or false. Okay. So that my arrow button. My arrow button is here in the detail view. Okay. So don't have a button. The arrow button for this object. Okay. If you notice, here we have provided the values, which means display. But now I am saying that provide the value only when it is not true. It is not mobile device, then only you, yeah, then only you display that value. So what will happen if it is phone? Then the value will be right. So only when it is not true means it will be a negative condition, false, right? So if it is phone, it will display it. If it is not phone, then it won't display it. Okay. So I have just created the binding property and I have displayed it over here. Okay. Now, if I execute my application, now it is not a mobile device. So when the component.js file got executed, my jquery.sap.is.phone will have the value false. So I created this device model with the value false. So what will happen there? Show navigation button false. So it is not getting displayed. Now when I execute it with the mobile, What will happen now? My component.js got executed with jQuery.sap.is.phone with value true. So the device model was created with value true. Okay. So when the show now button is having the value true now. So which means the button will be displayed. Okay. Got the point. Oh, this is cursor. Okay. Actually, this was the new developer tool by Google Chrome. Earlier, I used that mobile emulator software, right? Ripple. Now I don't have to use that. I can just simply use the Google Chrome browser itself. It also gives you variety of options like choose the speed. If I give the GPR speed and if I load the application, it will tell me how much time it will take to load this application. Yeah, Google Chrome. Okay, see how much time it is taking to load the application when I kept in GPRS mode. So it will also show you how much time it will take according to the mode. Now I'm choosing the maximum one, 30 Mbps. That's it. So first it will load. So everything you get into the Chrome browser now. Okay. So this process of configuring what should be there in the mobile and what should be not there in the mobile is called as device adaptation. Okay. So what you are supposed to do is for any process, you just have to create the device model that have to set the attributes. So all these attributes you will get it from the standard jQuery itself. Okay, it's just a jQuery code. You can just Google it. Yeah, jQuery. Okay. Now, yeah, you will get a lot of sources for that. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we will have a supplier tab. Okay. So this is what we are going to now. Yeah, just a tab. I'm just going to set a tab. Okay. So earlier we provide only this information, right? Only this form information. Now I'm going to create one more tab. Okay, I'm just going to create a tab page. You can create any number of tabs there. Okay. So what I'll do is I will just so one thing what I'm supposed to do is I have to change this XML namespace for the layout because I'm going to use a layout over there. Then other thing is I'm going to insert a tab bar element. Okay. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to create XML namespace. Okay. So I'm creating an XML namespace for the layout element so that I can use this library layout. Okay. So to use that library only we are creating this namespace. Then the next step is I am going to introduce the icon tab bar. This is the XML object icon tab bar. Okay, so I'm just inserting it right after object header. Okay, here I'm specifying the items like here XML namespace what I have provided for the layout is form, right? Form is the name that I have provided for the sap.ui.layout. Okay, so using that XML namespace form, I'm just creating a simple form with the ID supplier form. Then what is the title? Label, text, city, street. Okay, I have just created a form with the label and the input field. sorry, not a label and the text field. Okay. Now I will execute the application. So what I have done is I have just created this tab. So this comes from the icon tab bar. Inside that icon tab bar, I have given the form name as, I have given the form name as simple name, simple form. That is what was, which means not the one. Okay. I have given the title as address, then label text field, label text field, label text field, which is nothing but three fields. Name text field, name text, but the text is not appearing as of now. Why? Because I have not directed the rendering property. Okay, so sorry, not rendering property, I have to configure this binding to these fields. Okay, so I wanted this to happen before the screen is getting displayed. I already have a whole context value for this sales order, because when I set the value from here, when I choose the value from here, when we are binding here itself, we got the whole context node values. Okay, I just have to set this value. Since I already have this value, I have to set only for this particular structure. Okay, so I will do it in a do before rendering method. Okay, because that is the method that will get executed before the screen is being displayed, just like our do before action. Okay, so I will go to this do before method. Here, what is the name I have provided for the form? Supplier form is the ID I have provided. So I will call this element. Okay. So I have created this on before entering method. Actually, I have removed this code. That's why. By default, this method will be there commented, just like this. I just have to remove the comment and write the code here. Okay, the code here is what we are saying is, in this particular view, there is a element, there is a form with ID this. For that form, you bind the values of the business partner. Okay, so that is what we have specified. Now, if I execute my application, what will happen? I will get the values, because now I have binded the value. Now, if you see the mount data, the value will be there within the supplier form subcategory. Yeah. So that was the reason why I have binded it here to the supplier form. Okay. Now, if you see the desktop device, how it will look like. Okay. It will adjust itself according to the space available. Okay. Next, we will see how to place an approve button over here. And on click of that approve, I will throw a pop-up message, and I will say OK, cancel action. When I click on OK, I will simply say the message that message approve sales order has been approved. Yeah, I have mentioned it clearly. It took more day for me to prepare it here. Yeah, I prepared it only for you. That's why I did not even want to upload it anywhere. No, no, I won't do it. Okay. Now I wanted to place this bar here, footer bar. So I wanted to place this footer bar in the master view. as well as in the detailed view. Okay, so in the detailed view we will place the footer. So I will just place this footer right after the page, right before the page. There are plenty of examples for XML view. Once you start doing that now, you will understand these tags. Okay, this is just yeah. Okay, so this is a bar. Within the bar, I am giving the content as right, which means this is the bar. The bar I wanted it to appear in the right side corner. So I am giving the content as right. What I wanted to appear there, I wanted that to appear as a button. So what is the text that should be there? Approve button text. So all the text should come from I18N, right? Yeah. Yeah. Just copying the appropriate text. Okay. So now the button text should be approved. Right. In a similar way, I have to provide the footer for master view also. As of now, I don't have anything in the footer for the master view. Okay. So in the detail controller, sorry, in the detail view, I have provided this button accept. Okay. Then I have provided a handle method for that, handle approve. So what should I do on the when I click on this button? Okay, so I am going to create this handle approve method here. So I am creating this handle approve method here. What I am doing is I am getting the text from the message bundle. Okay, then in the pop-up I am saying that if you remember in our JavaScript class I have shown you three different types of pop-up: alert, confirm, right? So when you say confirm, it will show you the confirmation pop-up. Okay, this has three parameters. One is what is the question that should appear, what is the function that should get called when I click on the event handler method. When I click on OK, what should the method get executed? Then what should be the title of that bar, pop-up bar? Okay, these three things. So I am passing the text. That is my question. What is that you are going to do? Do you want to close the sales order? If I click on OK, this message will get executed. This method will get executed. Okay, this will be the window title. Within this method, I'm just simply throwing a success message. Okay, I'm using the SAPM message toast to display the success message. I'm not using the message bar. Okay, so if I wanted to display the message, first of all, I need the access to the message controller. Okay, so within this detailed controller, I'm first requesting for the message control, then I'm displaying the message. Okay, you understood my point? Yes, first you have to get the access to the message control using this request statement. Then the message control will be available within this controller. Then I can throw the message using them. Okay. Now if I execute, I will have this bar here. Since it is an accept button, it is green in color. When I click on this method, when I click on this, A pop-up confirm was triggered. When I click on OK, the corresponding method will be triggered and the message toast was provided. Okay, this is how I wanted the message to be displayed in the mobile as well. I do not want this traditional method of displaying it in the top. My mobile screen is size small. What will I do if I display many messages there? So we should make use of this message toast. Okay. So you can practice this example from this tutorials. If you have any doubt, you can call me. Now we will see how to display the item details. Okay, for displaying the item details, it is nothing but same as the previous one only, except that now you have to use the table control to display the items. Okay, you just have to use the table object. Yeah, yeah, this is XML, right? So you are using table object. Okay, so I will copy the appropriate text that I wanted. So this text will be loaded to the model automatically. Here, what I am specifying is what are the columns. Okay, by specifying column, I am specifying minimum screen width should be tablet. Okay, which means this field should appear only if the screen size that is available is tablet or devices which is having more screen size than the tablet. Okay, if not, then don't show this button. Instead of that, show it as a value. Don't show it as a column. Just show it as a value within the some columns. Okay, so that is what I am specifying here. So I only want the product detail and the price detail to be displayed as a column, and the other two details, delivery date and quantity. If it is going to be a desktop device, then I wanted to display it as a table column. Otherwise, I do not want it to be displayed as a table column. Then I have provided value for these things. Okay, so since I already have the value to this, I don't have to bind anything now. Okay, now if I execute it, I will get the value here. Okay, yeah, item values. Okay, now if I do it as a mobile device, then these two, only two columns are there now. Instead of that, the column delivery date and the quantity, it was not displayed as a column, it was displayed as a pop-in. Yeah, it is displaying in the pop-in. This is one row. Within that row itself, it is getting displayed as a pop-in. So that is what we have specified here. If the screen width is at least minimum, if the screen width size is equal to a tablet size, then you display it as a column. Otherwise, you don't display it as a column. That is what we have provided here. Minimum screen width should be tablet. Okay, you got it. What I said. Now, which one? This is how you are supposed to show. No, no. Why should we be confused for you? Once you start doing the application, you will understand. It's not complex at all. Your screen size is limited in mobile, right? Only what is there within your mobile screen, that only you can show it. Okay. We are creating business apps, not fancy apps. So our objective here is data. Okay. If you ask me, this is no, it's a cool app for displaying the sales order. Have you seen the sales order transaction in ECC system? How complex it is. I get more unwanted informations. But with these mobile applications, you get only the data which are necessary for you. That is how we are going to design it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then the last step is grouping functionality. Okay. This is nothing but a separate service file. We are going to make use of the functionality that we are creating in this service file. Okay. So what I'm going to do is in the mobile device, I'm just going to create a grouping functionality over here. I have this sales order displayed. Now I may sort it according to status. So it will show all the new status, then it will show all the in process status. Or I will sort it according to the amount. Between this range to this range is should be one list. This range to this range should be the another one. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so for that, you just have to create a separate functionality file. I'm going to call that file name as grouper. Okay, because it is going to do the grouping functionality. So you have to create that file within the utilities. Okay, okay. Here I'm just declaring it, just like our component. Then I'm creating the UI for that. Okay, this has one attribute which is by default null. Then I have two methods. Whether you wanted to group according to the life cycle status or you wanted to group according to the gross amount. If you wanted to group according to the life cycle status, I will get what is the life cycle status he wants to group to, whether it is in process or that one. Then I create this group of status, then I return the value. Similar way, I'm getting what is the price, what is the currency. Then I'm creating some ranges. If it is less than 5,000, you put it in this particular key. If it is more within the range of 5,000 to 10,000, then you put it in this key. So I'm creating three ranges here in case of gross amount. Then what I will do is I will go to this master view. So there in the bar, within the bar, and I am giving this content type element. Now I am saying that whenever the value is selected, execute the method handle group. So within the master controller, I am going to create this handle group method. So before I call that method, I need to include the grouper file here in this controller. Okay, just creating this handle group method here in the master controller. Okay, so what I'm doing, so whenever I'm asking the grouping functionality, what I'm doing basically was a sorting. So what are the conditions I should sort? Okay, my first step, I'm getting what is the condition I have specified. How I wanted to group. I wanted to group it according to the status, or I don't want to group it, or I wanted to group it according to the amount. That is what I'm going to get. Okay, how I am getting from the selected item is in the master view, I have created this drop down with the ID selected item. Okay, then I'm checking the key whether it is a to be sorted by the gross amount or whether it should be sorted by the life cycle status. Okay, so whatever the status according to which I should change, I will set it here in this bundle variable. Then I will call either this method or this method according to the sorting value that I have provided here. Okay, so it's just a JavaScript code. I'm including this grouper functionality and I'm calling this grouper functionality based upon key. So now key will contain whether lifecycle status or gross amount. So corresponding that method will get executed. So I am creating a sorter functionality with this value. Then I get the binding element for the list and I say this is the criteria that you should sort it. Okay. Now if you execute this application, I got this button here that I have created. I have given some icon there. When I click on this, I have this values. I didn't maintain the text. Now we will have the text none amount and status. If I give amount, then the value will get sorted according to the amount, not sort. Yeah. Why? Because I have not included the group of functionality to my master controller. I need to include that controller, right? That functionality, that function file before I am using it. No, no, it is not sorting. Actually, I have given something wrong. Can you check where is this sales order? No, no, this is a different application. No, I have a different name for that. Yeah, it's really very difficult to understand here. Wait, which one? I have been, I used to request from my friends. Okay, now we have sorted. If it is less than 1000, then this values. Whatever is less than 5,000. Whatever is greater than 10,000. That is what the three criteria we have created there, right? Now, if you change according to the status, all the new status will be displayed first. Then, after that, all the in process will come. Okay. If I give none, then it will be reset. What we have done here is basically this is a table, right? We have just attached a sorting functionality. So how should I sort it? So I have created the key for how should I sort. Then I have got the binding reference to the table. Then I said you bind it and sort it accordingly. Okay. So with this we conclude our UFA training. Okay, you can have some practice. Then we will start from Monday fresh. Yeah, we'll do it from Monday, sure. Just wanted to ask you, can we have alternate days? Yeah, like that. I'm planning to, but nobody's joining. Okay. 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 For UI5.